Hi guys, this is Satyam from Rodwin.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to root any Nothing and CMF phone via Magisk. So while you might already be aware of the benefits of obtaining root, for example, you could flash Magisk module, LS4 framework, various themes, Viper for Android, which is an audio mod, and you could also flash a custom kernel. But on the flip side, there are a few risks as well. For example, the Wide1 L1 certification will get downgraded to L3, and you might not be able to watch Netflix and other DRM content in full HD. Apart from that, the safety net and play integrity will also be triggered, and banking and payment app might not work along the expected line. With that said, there exists a fix for all of these issues as well, which I've linked in my guide. So if that's all well and good, then please take a backup of all the data on your phone, and then let's get started. First off, get hold of Android SDK platform tools. From my guide, this is the official ADB binary given by Google and is required for ADB command. So get it from here and extract them onto your PC. You may extract them anywhere you want. In my case, I've done the extraction in C drive, and these are the files of platform tools. Once you have done the extraction, you will now have to enable USB debugging and OEM unlocking. Debugging is required for ADB command, whereas OEM unlocking is required to unlock the bootloader on your phone. So let's now enable both this toggle. For that, you have to go to the settings menu on your phone. From the settings menu, just a minute, access it from here. Then from there, you have to go to the about phone, then go to Nothing OS and tap on build number 7 times. You will get a prompt that you are now a developer. So now go back and again go back and then go to system, and you should now see developer option. Go there and enable the toggle next to OEM unlocking as well as USB debugging. You will now get a prompt on your phone. Tap on OK. You might also get an REC key prompt. Again tap on OK. And with this, debugging is now enabled. Let's verify the same. So go to the address bar of platform tools. Type in CMD and hit enter. This will launch command prompt inside platform tools. Now type in ADB devices and verify that you're getting an ID. So let's give it a few seconds and then we'll verify the connection as well. And as you could see, we are now getting the ID. But if you're not getting any ID, then unplug and replug your phone from the PC. Disable and re-enable USB debugging. Tap on revoke USB debugging. Use the official USB cable that came with your phone and use the USB 2.0 port on your PC. So carry out these USB fixes and verify that you're getting an ID. Once you're getting this ID, your next course of action is to unlock the bootloader on your phone. Do note that unlocking will wipe off all the data and it might make the warranty null and void as well. If that's well and good, you could refer to a guide and get the job done. In short, you just have to boot your phone to fastboot mode and then use the fastboot flashing unlock command. You will then get a prompt on your phone. Use the volume key to highlight, unlock the bootloader, and press the power key to confirm. We have also made a video on the same. You could refer to a video and get the job done. Once you have unlocked the bootloader on your phone, you will have to re-enable USB debugging as well. Once that is done, now comes the most important part. So you will either have to get hold of the boot IMG or the initboot IMG file from the stock firmware which is currently installed onto your phone. So generally, if a phone comes with Android 12 or older version, they have to use the boot IMG file. On the other hand, if the phone came with Android 13 or higher version, they have to use the initboot IMG file. But in rare cases, that might not apply, and Nothing Phone 2 is a rare phone in which although the phone came with Android 13, but it will still use the boot IMG file. Apart from that, the Nothing Phone 1 used the boot IMG. The Nothing Phone 2A also came with Android 13 and it's the generic phone, so it uses the initboot, and same as the CMF phone as well. So I made a list over here. You could have a look at the list, and as and when a new Nothing phone or a CMF phone launches, I will update this list over here. As of now, it's the Nothing Phone A which is just deviating from the normal rule. Apart from that, everything follows the same, that if your phone came with Android 12 or older, use the boot IMG. If it came with Android 13 or higher, use the initboot IMG file. So this is the rule, and Nothing 2 is the only phone which does not follow it. It's a rare phone. So in my case, I'm using a Nothing Phone 2. So I'll be using the boot IMG file. If you are using the Phone 2A or CMF Phone 1 or any other phone that uses the initboot IMG file, that's not a cause of concern. I'll show you both the methods, that is the boot and the initboot. So with that said, first and foremost, you will have to get hold of the stock firmware for your phone. For instance, I will update all the firmware in my guide. If you go to the Nothing Phone 2 section over here, it's highly recommended that you go with the full OTA and not the incremental one. While incremental one might get the job done, but that is that might be quite risky. So always get hold of the full OTA files, and there are quite a few sources apart from my site as well. You may also go to GitHub and download the firmware file for your phone. For example, it houses all the phones of CMF and Nothing. Then this is also an archive for the Nothing Phone 2a. You will have to download the same firmware which is currently installed onto your phone, and for that you will have to have a look at the build number. So first off, go to About Phone Nothing OS and check out the build number and download the exact same firmware. So for instance, in my case, this is the build number. Let me show you the last one, Pong 2.6 241016, which is the build date 16th October 2024, and then the version 1700. So this is the Nothing Phone 2a, but as you could see, this is not the entire firmware. It's just the incremental OTA. The entire firmware is only for the first one. So what you could do is expand the asset section, and over here you will get the firmware file from the entire firmware. So as of now, if you are on this page and you are using a Nothing Phone 2, then you will have to download the imageboot.7zip file. So get hold of this file from here. On the other hand, if you are using any other phone and you are on any other website, then you will get the firmware in a payload bin file. So let me show you what needs to be done there. So if you have got the firmware file, it will be initially in a zip format, and upon extracting the zip, you will get the payload bin file. So let me show you for the sake of reference. This is one of the firmware files. So you will expand the zip file and you will get all these files. So get hold of the payload bin file and transfer the bin file inside the Falbooth Enhance tool directory, as you could see. Then you have to launch the Falbooth Enhance tool and go to payload number, click on browse, then select the payload bin file, click on open, go to partition, and depending on your phone, choose the boot or the init boot file, and also checkmark allow incremental if you are using the incremental OTA, and then click on extract image, choose the location and click on OK, and the file will then be extracted onto your location. So let me have a look at that. The boot img file should be here. As you could see, we have got the file. So if you are using any other phone, then you have to extract the payload bin file via the Falbooth Enhance tool. In case of Nothing Phone 2, thankfully we have the files in this format. So for Nothing Phone 2 users, simply download the boot 7z format, and as you could see, I have got that file as well already. So this is the zip format. Right click on it and choose extract all, and you will get this folder. Inside this folder you will get all the files, as you could see. So now in my case, I'm using the boot img file. If you are using init boot, then just make sure to transfer the required file inside the platform tools directory. So again, I'm repeating, if you have extracted the payload bin file via Falbooth Enhance, or you are using the Nothing Phone 2a, depending on the phone, make sure to transfer the stock boot or the init boot file inside the platform tools folder. Just to repeat, if your phone came with Android 12 or older version, use the boot file. If it came with Android 13 or higher version, use the init boot. Nothing Phone 2 is the exception, in which you have to still use the boot img file. So with that said, once you have placed the boot or the init boot file over here, you will now have to install the Magisk app on your phone and then patch this file via Magisk. So let's do that as well. So go to my guide. I will link my guide in the description as well. So this is my guide. Now install the latest Magisk APK file from here. So I've given all the builds over here. At the time of recording, the latest one is the version 27. So download the official Magisk build from here. Only use the official GitHub link which I have given, and do not use any other build. So go here, then go to the Magisk version 27 and get it from the APK file. Once you have got the APK file, transfer the APK file as well as the boot or the init boot file onto your phone. So first and foremost, let me change it to file transfer so that my phone becomes visible on my PC. So my phone is now visible. So let me now transfer the file. First off, let's transfer the APK file, and then you have to transfer the boot or the init boot file onto your phone as well. So let's transfer it as well, and now we have got both the files. So first off, let's install the Magisk APK file onto our phone. So launch the File Manager app and let's install the Magisk APK. Now launch Magisk APK, tap on install next to Magisk, select and patch a file, and now choose the boot or the init boot file depending on your phone. In my case, I'm choosing the boot img file. then tap on let's go, and Magisk will now patch the boot or the init boot file, and it will be placed inside the downloads folder. So let's access the downloads folder of our phone, and as you could see, we have got the Magisk patch file. In my case, it's the boot img file. In your case, it might be either the boot or the init boot file. Once you have got the patch file, transfer it inside the platform tools directory, and for the ease of convenience, let's rename it to something shorter. So let's rename it to MP, which stands for Magisk patch, and that's just about it. And now we have to flash this file onto our phone in the fastboot mode. So let's do that as well. The steps to patch the boot and the init boot file are the same via the Magisk app. So whether you are using the patch boot img file or the init boot, you will have to patch it via the same method as shown in the video. Anyways, moving on, let's now boot our phone to the fastboot mode. So for that, type in adb reboot bootloader and hit enter, and your phone will now reboot into fastboot mode in a few seconds. So let's just wait for that to happen, and once it's in the fastboot mode, type in fastboot devices and hit enter, and make sure that you are getting an ID. If you're not getting any ID, then you will have to install fastboot drivers on your PC. We have made a separate guide and a video on the same. You could refer to a guide and get the job done. Once you have installed the drivers, right click on the Windows icon and choose device manager, then expand the Android phone section and make sure that your phone is being shown as Android bootloader interface. So this, as well as the serial ID next to fastboot, signifies that the PC is able to read the phone in fastboot mode, and we are now good to go ahead. So now comes the most important part. So I have given the instruction in step 7a and the step 7b. In step 7a, it's for those phones which are using the boot img file, whereas the step 7b is for those phones which are using the init boot img file. So first off, I will discuss the one for the boot img file, and after that I'll be discussing for the init boot. If you are using the init boot file for rooting, then you must skip this step and move over to the step 7b. But for now, I will be instructing for the step 7a for the boot img file, which is the case for my phone as well. So in this case, you will first and foremost have to boot your phone to the Magisk patch file, and if everything is working well and good, then we could move ahead and do a direct install of the Magisk patch file. It's highly recommended that you do not flash it. So you should not use the command of, let me show you, the command for fastboot flash boot and magiskpatch.img. While this will work, but it's highly recommended that you don't use the flash command, because if something is wrong with the patch file, then your phone will end up in a soft brick or a boot loop state. That is why we will first do a temporary boot, and we will boot for the one-time usage. And if our phone boots to the OS, then this means that the Magisk patch file is correct, and then you may do a direct installation of the Magisk via the direct install method. So this is the recommended approach. Do not use the flash command, always use the boot command when it comes to the boot img file. So with that said, let's do that as well. So type in fastboot boot and the patch file name, which is magiskpatch.img, and hit enter, and our phone will now boot into the boot using the Magisk patch boot img file. And this is just a one-time root. Upon a subsequent reboot, the rooting will be gone. So we are only opting for the one-time root because we want to verify if the patch file is working or not. So let's give it a try. This is a major advantage of using the boot img file, which supports the Nothing Phone 1 and the Phone 2 as of now. So as you could see, our phone is now inside the OS. So this signifies that the patch file was correct, and we will now go ahead and obtain permanent root. For that, launch the Magisk app. You will get a prompt. As of now, tap on cancel in the prompt, then tap on install next to Magisk, select direct install, tap on let's go, and Magisk will now permanently flash the patch boot img file. And as you could see, it's now flashing the file, which will take just a few seconds. And once that is done, tap on reboot, and your phone will now reboot to the OS. And with this, we have now obtained permanent root. So as I was saying, even though you could use the fastboot flash command to directly flash the patch file, and it is a shorter approach, but it's quite risky as well, because if something is wrong with the patch file, then your phone might not boot to the OS. But in this case, if you are using the boot command and something is wrong with the patch file, then your phone will automatically undergo a secondary reboot, and the patch file will be replaced by the stock boot img file, and your phone will then boot to the OS. So it's a fail-safe approach, and that's why it's the recommended one. And after your phone boots to the OS, simply do a direct install, and now launch the Magisk app. and as you could see, we have now obtained root. So we will perform a check for the root as well at the end of this video. Let me now first discuss the step 7b for those of you who are using the initboot img file. If you have already done the step 7a, then you may skip this section and go to the last section of verifying root. So for the step 7b users who are using the initboot file, there is no option whatsoever to obtain a temporary root. In other words, you cannot use the fastboot boot command. You have no other choice but to directly flash the patch initboot file. So in this case, you will have to use the fastboot flash partition name, which is the initboot, and the file name, which is mp.img. In our case, as you could see, the file name is mp.img. So simply use this command fastboot flash. As you could see over here, simply use the command of fastboot flash, the partition name, and then the file name. Make sure to verify the file name as well. So use this command and the file will be flashed onto your phone, and once the file has been flashed, just use the fastboot reboot command and your phone will now reboot to the OS. Again, I am repeating, in case of the initboot, the command of fastboot boot will not work. This command is nothing whatsoever. You cannot simply use do a temporary boot. Instead, you will only have to flash and do a permanent flashing. So make sure that the file is correct, and once the patch file is flashed in the initboot partition, once you use this command and flash the Magisk patch initboot file in the initboot partition, use the fastboot reboot command and your phone will now reboot to the OS. After that, launch the Magisk app and you might get a prompt that it requires some additional setup. If you get that prompt, just tap on OK and your phone will then undergo a reboot, and once it boots to the OS, the rooting is now successful. So again, I am repeating, once you have flashed the initboot file using this command, type in fastboot reboot, launch the Magisk app, and you will get a prompt that Magisk requires some additional setup. So in that case, tap on OK or allow and your phone will undergo a reboot once again, and after that you would have obtained root. So guys, these were the various methods to root your phone, the Nothing and the CMF phone. Now comes the last part, that is to verify if your phone has obtained root or not. So for that, I'll be using a couple of files. So the first one is the root checker app. Just give me a second. The root checker app and the Termux app, I'll be verifying the root using both of these apps. So let me transfer the apps onto my phone. And now let's install both of these apps. So this is the file manager app from Google. Let me launch it. First off, let's install the root checker app. Hit the install button and likewise install the Termux app as well. So guys, first off, let's launch the root checker app. Then tap on agree, get started, and now tap on verify root. And you should now see, as you could see, we are now getting the Magisk request. So tap on grant, and as you could see, we have now obtained root on our phone running the latest Android 14 build on the Nothing phone. Likewise, let's open one more app. It's the Termux app for commands. So type in SU and hit enter, and you should now get the super user request. As you could see, we are now getting the request. So tap on grant, and with this we are now inside the data partition. And so guys, as you could see, we have now obtained root on our phone. So these were the steps to root any Nothing and CMF phone via Magisk. So the only thing to keep in mind that if your phone came with Android 12 or older version, use the boot img file. If it came with Android 13 or higher version, you have to use the initboot file, with the Nothing phone 2 being the sole exception. And we will keep on adding more phones in this list. So make sure to verify this list at regular intervals. Apart from that, the steps to patch both the boot and the initboot via Magisk are the same, but the steps to flash the files are different. In case of boot img, you have an advantage that you could first do a temporary boot via the fastboot boot command and do a direct install after that. But in case of initboot, you don't have any option whatsoever. You have to do a direct flash onto your phone in the initboot partition and then use the fastboot reboot command and then launch the Magisk app. You might get a setup prompt, tap on OK, and your phone will then undergo a reboot. And with this, your task stands complete. Just again, I'm repeating, make sure that you get hold of the boot or the initboot file from the stock entire firmware and not the incremental OTAs if that is possible. So on that note, we round off this video. If you have any queries with regard to any of the steps, do let me know in the comment section, and thanks a lot for watching.